understand one thing, that there are batches which we have been teaching where they have almost come to the completion, close to the completion of their syllabus. Those batches started, let's say, in March or April, etc., and all of that, and they have already been done with most of their subjects, and they have now started to practice answer writing, they have now started to practice MCQs, etc. This is not to discourage you, or this is not to make you feel scared or anxious that you are behind anyone in any way, but I just want to give you a perspective that at this point of time, you do not have a lot of time luxury that you can continue to waste time if you have been doing so. Right? So you have to ensure that from today onwards, if in case that has not been the case, you pull up your socks, and each and every moment where you can utilize it for preparation for the examination should be used for that particular purpose only. Right? Because 9 months, it's good enough a time to prepare for the examination, but at times it can be very less as well to prepare for the examination. Okay, so those are some of the things. Also, something which I always begin by my lectures by saying is that I would like to congratulate all of you that you have taken the decision to appear in the civil services examination, and the reason for that is, see, the reality is that only 0.01% of you are going to get selected. So if, let's say, 500 of you are sitting here, the reality is that only 5 or maybe not even that is going to get selected in the examination. That's the statistics. That's not something which I'm saying that necessarily 5 of you would get selected. Probably 100 of you may also get selected, but the reality is that statistically only 5 of you are going to make it the cut, or probably lesser than that. So having said that, the success ratio in this examination is so less, but despite that, I am congratulating you that you are appearing for this examination and that you have taken this decision, because first and foremost, you have decided to take this leap of faith at that point of time in your life when you are going through some of the most important years of your life. Because this is the most productive age for most of you. For most of you, this is the most productive age where you can be doing and learning so much. And there are so many other opportunities which are waiting for you outside, whether it is some other government job, or whether it is a private sector job, or probably studying further in whichever field that you have pursued till now, etc., and so on and so forth. But the reason why I congratulate you is that because this new journey that you have started to know more about the country, to know more about the world through the civil services examination is going to transform you significantly as a person as you proceed further. Why I say that is because I have interviewed over my professional career of spanning almost 13 years now. I have interviewed a lot of candidates for different positions, and I can tell you this by confidence that whoever had appeared for the civil services examination was someone whom I always found to be a much more well-rounded personality in terms of knowing about the world history, the Indian history, the way things work in Indian politics, the Indian economy, the way it works, the way the world economy works, the way the diplomatic relationships are established between the various countries, etc. And believe me, that knowledge and that information is very useful in any kind of job that you are into. You may be in a clerical job as well, but the perspective which this examination is going to give you and the horizons which this examination is going to open up for you is something which is unimaginable for many of you. So therefore, I believe that if you have taken this decision to appear in this examination, first and foremost, it should be your own decision. It should not be through some external source. It should not be someone else telling you to do that, because ultimately the examination cycle is so long that if it is not from within, then you will find it difficult to cope up with the stress and the pressure of the examination. So if some of you have joined this coaching or are planning to appear in this examination because someone told you to do so, could be a relative, could be your spouse, could be your friends, could be your parents, whoever it is, in that case, you should reconsider the decision or find your own reasons with respect to why you need to appear in this examination. First is that. Second is that whatever be the outcome, whether you get through this examination or not, I can tell you one thing for sure, that you will be a much better citizen, and not only that, but you would be much better equipped to take up any other challenges in any other job in life once you are through with the preparation for this examination. That is something which I can assure you, right? And last and the most important thing which I just want to highlight is that be proud of yourself that you have taken this decision and stick to it. And most importantly, don't do it for proving it to someone else, but proving it to you that you are someone who can put in all the effort to prepare for this examination. See, success or failure in this examination is not in your hands. There are so many factors which are at play as far as success in this examination is concerned that you can't control that. But what you can control is that you give your 100%, that you give your best as far as the preparation is concerned. You are dedicated completely, you're sincere towards preparation for this examination, and then let the destiny take its own course. Right? So with those words, I welcome you all to the classes on Indian polity and constitution. And the objective of these classes, of course, is going to be that how you can appear in the examination with respect to questions related to the polity and constitution and prelims and mains, and you can attempt them well. But my objective as a teacher is going to be that if I can ignite some interest in this subject, if I can ensure that you learn this subject out of keenness but not out of pressure, and that you start enjoying this entire learning process. If I can do that with even 10 to 20% of you, I believe that my job as a teacher would have been done. See, teacher's job is not to make you completely equipped for the examination or to write the examination for you, because the nature of the examination is such that मैं आप लोगों को कितना भी पढ़ा दूं, उसके बाद भी जब आप एग्जामिनेशन में जाएंगे, there will be questions which will be unseen, which will be unknown, and you would have to attempt them out of your own wisdom and your own understanding and your own intelligence, right? But having said that, my objective is that if I can just generate that little bit of interest in this subject, so that you people are inquisitive about the subject and you want to know about the subject after the class as well, and therefore your learning process continues after the class as well, after the 3-hour class as well. When you go back home, you want to know more about the subject, you want to learn more about the subject, you are inquisitive about it. That is what my objective as a teacher would be. If I am able to fulfill that with even 10 to 20% of you, I believe that my job or my responsibility to a certain extent would have been done. Right? So with those words, I welcome all of you to the classes on Indian polity and constitution. As I said, that we will be having around about 35 to 40 classes. Now, a couple of things, I just want to set the ground with respect to why you should be studying the constitution, what are some of the sources that you will be required to refer to as a part of the preparation for polity and constitution, what is the approach that we'll be taking in the class, etc. So